Hello students of class 10th, we are here with the new chapter of economics, that is money and credit. This is chapter 3 of economics, understanding economic development book, and we are going to start this chapter from the beginning, and I am going to read from the first page of this chapter. So according to the first page, one heading is written down there in your NCERT books. I am having that. I'll read it from there. So the heading is money as a medium of exchange. Let's study that from this chapter, as the heading of the chapter is suggesting us that this chapter is based on money and credit. So both the things we are going to study in this chapter, about money also and about credit facilities. So let's start from money. We call money as a medium of exchange. So first of all, if we say that what is money, then what is money? Money actually is that medium of exchange through which we can purchase any type of good or any type of service that we wish to purchase, right? So for this, if we see here, one very important function of money is there. Okay, you know that today money is already there with us, and we can purchase any type of good or service from it. Like for example, if you want to purchase a 10 rupee pen, then you go to a stationery shop, give him 10 rupees, and in place of that 10 rupees you will get a pen. Apart from this, if you want to purchase some food packet, then again you will take money with you, go to the restaurant and pay him 100 rupees and purchase that food packet for you. On the other hand, if you purchase a pair of shoes, you go to a shoe shop and there you go and make payment of 500 rupees and you get a pair of shoes. Can you see what is common in all these three examples? You will see one thing is common in all these three goods, right? The three goods, here you can see shoes, pen and food packet. All these three goods are having one thing in common, that we have exchanged money with all these goods. We have exchanged money. So this means whenever you are going to purchase anything, you want to get anything that you wish to, you have to give money for that. So in all these three examples, you can see that money is the common thing that you can use it to purchase any good or service. So it is very simple thing. So directly speaking, we therefore call it that money is the best medium of exchange. For any type of transactions, what we do is we exchange money with that. So whether it be a house or land or anything, you give your money and can purchase that particular commodity. Apart from this, if you see that today we all are having money, so we do not have any problem to purchase any good or service. But consider that situation in the primitive time period, very past olden times. At that time when money was not introduced. Today you all are aware that you are having money in your pocket. But there was a situation in the very olden times when there was no money introduced. There was no money. Think of that situation. When there was no money introduced in a particular region or in that particular time period, how the people were able to purchase goods when money was not there. Today it is very easy to purchase goods and services, but how those people used to purchase without the money? That was not even introduced. That was not even introduced at that time. So this type of exchange which takes place without the use of money, it is called as barter exchange system. This is called as barter exchange system. This barter exchange system is that type of system in which the transaction is completed without the use of money. The transaction is completed without the use of money. Okay, and when this type of situation arises, then what happens is the people used to go to find out their own matches. Okay, their other type of people who are having those type of goods which one person needs from them. Are you understanding? So in this way, if you see here that whenever we are in this time period barter exchange system, then we would be going to take our good with us and used to exchange this good with the good that we wanted to get from the other person. So in this type of system, goods were exchanged in kind, right? So for example, if a farmer is having wheat with him and he want a pair of shoes, so what he will do, the farmer will go to a shoemaker who has a pair of shoes with him. Farmer will give his wheat to the shoemaker and the shoemaker will exchange his pair of shoes with wheat, right? With wheat he will exchange it. So in this manner the shoemaker will get wheat and in place of his shoes, and the farmer will get shoes in place of his wheat that was produced by him. So in this manner the exchange of goods used to take place in the barter exchange system, right? So don't think that it was very easy thing. Okay, then if a person is having wheat, he can give his wheat to the shoemaker and shoemaker can give his a pair of shoes to the farmer. Very easy thing. But don't think that this was very easy transaction. This was a very complex type of transaction. Why? Because it was not always possible that this type of coincidence of want, see, if the demand of farmer is matching with the demand of the shoemaker, then only we will call it as double coincidence of wants. Double coincidence of wants. The two persons' demands are matching with each other's demand. Right? So this should take place. This matching should take place. Otherwise, if say for example, the shoemaker will tell farmer that I don't want your wheat because I already have wheat and I want a chair in place of my shoes which I have manufactured. So now in this situation, the demands of farmer and the shoemaker are not matching with each other. And this is what is called as lack of double coincidence of wants. So in the barter exchange system, there was a problem of lack of double coincidence of wants. Okay. How was it possible? I have shown you one example on the board here. If you will see here, I have taken three people. You can see a farmer, a carpenter, a potter. These three are the different people who have manufactured their own goods. Like farmer has produced wheat, so he is having wheat with him. Carpenter has produced a chair, so he is having chair with him. And a potter is having earthen pots, which he himself has produced. Now, say for example, if the farmer wants to exchange his wheat with chair, so he will reach to the carpenter. So let's see here. If he reaches to the farmer and asks for chair, so what will happen here? The farmer wants chair in place of his wheat. But the problem here is the carpenter do not want to exchange his chair with wheat. Reason is he himself already is having wheat with him. And he says, the carpenter used to say that in place of my chair, I want some earthen pots. He needs earthen pots in place of his chair. So the carpenter is going to approach the potter to give his earthen pots in place of his chair. But here also another problem will exist. In the first case, we have seen the double coincidence of want was lacking. As I told you, double coincidence means it is a coincidence that the two persons' demands are matching with each other's goods. But here in the first case, between farmer and carpenter, the double coincidence of wants did not take place. There was a lack of double coincidence of wants. And on the other hand, the potter, when the carpenter reaches to the potter, he will say that, no, carpenter, I do not want your chair in place of my earthen pots. Actually, I need wheat. You can see here, he needs wheat in place of his earthen pots that he has manufactured. Now you can see here, none of these three persons' demands are matching with each other's demands. And this is what is called as lack of double coincidence of wants. So you can see here, in barter exchange system, there was a problem that there was a lack of double coincidence of wants. Here, as we can see in the example. And for lack of double coincidence of wants, this type of lack of this function in the barter exchange system, one person used to roam around the market maybe for hours to find out his own match, right? Maybe it would have been taken whole one day to find out his match, or maybe 2 days or 3 days. The person was not getting his match, right? And 2-3 days they used to take to find out their match. But today, if you will see, when you are having money with you, it is so simple to purchase anything from the market, because money becomes a medium of exchange. Instead of exchanging one good with another good, today we exchange any type of good or service using money. So money is the medium to purchase any type of good or service today. But during this time period, if you see, but during this time period, there is this lack of double coincidence of want. This coincidence of wants was not matching with each other's wants, and this is why this problem used to exist. So this is a big difficulty in the barter exchange system. Okay, so therefore we used to call that money actually is the best medium of exchange. Money is the best medium of exchange, and that is why we can say that through money we can easily exchange any type of good or service, which was not possible in the barter exchange system. So if you see about the modern forms of money, then in this heading you will see that now today's money is just that different from the past form of money. You may be knowing that yes, when money was introduced, all the problem of medium of exchange was solved. And when this money was introduced in the beginning, I want to tell you this. In the beginning, this money was introduced just to remove this problem of double coincidence, lack of double coincidence of wants. So in the beginning, one commodity money was introduced. This commodity money was what actually? When people came to know that money was not there, so some thing is required in between any type of transaction. Okay, like for example, farmer was exchanging his wheat with the shoemaker, then in place of his wheat he wanted shoes. Then if the shoemaker was not ready to take this wheat, he can take something other at that time, which is a very important commodity, something other. So just in the beginning, when money was not introduced, people started making some commodity as a medium of exchange. So what was that commodity actually? The commodity was a cow, because this animal was very important for any person to get milk products. Means it was a very, very essential animal required by everyone. So therefore, to make any transaction successful, like for example, the farmer was going to exchange his wheat with the shoemaker's a pair of shoes, then if the shoemaker is saying no to the farmer, he would have given him a cow. And this was a common thing, a common commodity which was used as a money. And it was actually being used by everyone. It was essential need for everyone. Apart from this cow, there was another commodities also, like that of leather, gold, silver. These type of commodities were used for making any transaction successful just after a barter system. In the beginning it was done. But slowly what happened, that this new type of medium of exchange was taking a new shape. The new shape was this. As you can see here, currency. This currency came up, which is today being used by us. But I just want to tell you, just before this also, in the beginning, what type of currency was there? Today we are having paper money, paper note with us, a metal coin with us. But what was that particular type of material which was used as a money in the beginning? So I am just reading it from the next page here. And this page is page number 40. So on page number 40, if you will see there, the early punch marked coins may be 2500 years old. You will see this picture of this coin in your book on page number 40, that punched mark coin was used in the very past, 2500 years old. Okay, so this coin was actually punched with some type of design on it, and it was called to be as money. After that, a piece of stone was used on which the design was made, and that stone was used as a part of money. This stone was used to be exchanged with any type of good or commodity. So this was the time period 2500 years old. In the Gupta period, some Gupta coins started taking a new shape. some metal coins came into existence, on which some type of design was punched, and then it became money for everyone in that kingdom. With this, in during the Akbar's reign, the gold mohr came into existence. This gold mohr was there, and on that some special, you can say, minting was done, punch or design was made on that particular gold coin during this Akbar's reign. Okay, and it became the money for everyone. For making every transaction successful, this gold mohr was used. And in the similar way, in the course of time, what happened, if I want to tell you, this gold mohr was also having one speciality. The speciality was this, that the gold mohr's amount that was printed on that gold mohr was actually equal to the amount of gold in that coin. So the face value was actually equal to the intrinsic value. The amount printed on the coin was equal to the amount of the gold in that coin. So this is what was the special thing during this gold coins time period. But in the coming time, what happened was that in the modern type of currency that we call it as today, what we do is, whatever is the amount printed on the coin is actually not equal to the amount of metal used in that coin. The value of that coin, the metal used in that coin of 1 rupee, of 5 rupee, or 10 rupee coin, the amount of metal is just lesser than the amount printed on the metal. Are you understanding? And in the similar way, one small piece of paper was used to be called as money. Whatever amount was printed on that piece of paper, that amount was to be called as the money or paper currency for that region. Why it was happening? If somebody says that this is only a piece of paper, I will not accept it. How can I know that this paper piece is of 500 rupees value? If it is 500 rupees printed on that note, if it is 2000 rupees, 2000 is printed on it, does that mean that the value of that paper is also of 2000 rupees? No. Then why every person used to accept this coin, accept this paper currency? Because this was a legal tender money. I want to tell you this, legal tender money here means that the government of India made it legal that this paper which is used as money, whatever amount is printed on it, it should be accepted by everyone. It was made legal, a law was made, and if anybody is going to say that I will not accept this paper, he will be punished for it. And this is why we say that this was a type of paper currency which was to be declared by the order of the government. This is why we call this money, paper currency, as fiat money. By the order of the government it was passed. Therefore, on every currency note it is written, I promise to pay the bearer 500, the sum of rupees 500, the sum of rupees 2000, the sum of rupees 100, the sum of rupees 20, whatever. And a sign of the governor of Reserve Bank of India is there on that note, that piece of note. Everyone has to accept it. Whatever the government is going to legalize. And this is how a new type of paper currency came into existence. And that currency that we are using it today. Okay. So, this is the modern forms of money that we are using today.